There's a Thai woman who was supposedly sexually assaulted on her way from Dubai to Bangkok. According to something I read the other day, the woman was, or the woman fell asleep on the flight, and when she woke up, she found that she had a wet white stain on her trousers or on her pants, which obviously indicates stuff you should know and that I won't address further here because it's painfully obvious what has happened. Now, whilst I'm not going to go more into details because quite frankly there aren't more details to be discussed here, I want to address the fact that, or I want to address the motivation for doing such an act in and of itself, because it's utter horrendous. But who are you if your only hopes of having to satisfy or please yourself are that of assaulting or forcing another human being to engage in a sexual act because you don't rely on your own persuasion skills? Who are you really? I'm not even sure that you can call yourself a man. And yes, this is beginning to develop that into a little bit of a rant. But it's a necessary rant. Because honestly, you sit there, you're tremendously horny, you haven't, maybe you're a virgin, maybe you're a 40-year-old virgin, what do I know? And you have the incessant need to actually force another human being, another woman, to engage with you sexually. That's what creeps and predators and animals do. Not humans, and certainly not men. That's not really manly. It's gross. It's sickening. And you know, the worst part is, now, I'm assuming we're talking about the dude inappropriately touching and wanking off next to this woman. I don't think we're talking about vaginal penetration here. If we are, then that's even worse, obviously. But even that, let's just reflect on this for a moment. If your life is so shitty that you have to inappropriately touch another human being in order for you to please yourself, because you can't muster the courage to walk up to a woman and, I don't know, buy her a drink, ask her out on a date, give her flowers, whatever. But instead you have to, I don't know, you have to, what's the word I'm looking for here? You have to stretch out your creepy hands and touch another human being. Because you can't use your own persuasion. This is why persuasion is so important. Because if this guy had any persuasional skills, he could have simply just approached all the millions of women, and some woman would eventually have been willing to go to bed with him. That's just the numbers game. But instead, this guy is saying, no, I don't want to use persuasion. I don't want to swallow my ego. I don't want to kill my ego. I don't want to focus on the soft skills. I actually want just, the pleasure. I'm not even going to bother with doing the work. This is tremendously alarming, and it's tremendously dangerous. And it's tremendously important that people wake up and they just understand how important persuasion really is. Because we're not talking about persuasion only as a means of getting laid. We're talking about persuasion as a means of surviving, of living to see the next day. Now, this dude is going to serve some time in Thai jail. I think he was sentenced to 3 years, which is way too little in my opinion. I don't know if he learned from this, but whatever. According to reports, he was sobbing, which is, I guess, a good sign, but that might just be him lying. The point that I'm making here ultimately is persuasion will literally save the day. So don't sleep on this skill. If you want to learn more about persuasion, then get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you there.